In peace, sons bury their fathers. In war, fathers bury their sons. It is better to be envied than pitied. It is clear that not in one thing alone, but in many ways equality and freedom of speech are a good thing. A multitude of rulers is not a good thing. Let there be one ruler, one king. The most hateful grief of all human griefs is to have knowledge of a truth, but no power over the event. If one is sufficiently lavish with time, everything possible happens. A woman takes off her claim to respect along with her garments. Chances rule men, and not men's chances. It is a law of nature that faint-hearted men should be the fruit of luxurious countries, for we never find that the same soil produces delicacies and heroes. The worst pain a man can suffer, to have insight into much, and power over nothing. Of all men's miseries, the bitterest is this, to know so much, and to have control over nothing. Great deeds are usually wrought at great risks. Men trust their ears less than their eyes. I know that human happiness never remains long in the same place. Adversity has the effect of drawing out strength and qualities of a man that would have laid dormant in its absence. If you have 2 loaves of bread, keep one to nourish the body, but sell the other to buy hyacinths for the soul. Do you see how the god always holds his bolts at the greatest houses and the tallest trees, for he is wont to thwart whatever is greater than the rest? Of all possessions, a friend is the most precious. Circumstances rule men. Men do not rule circumstances. Many exceedingly rich men are unhappy, but many middling circumstances are fortunate. Where wisdom is called for, force is of little use. The trials of living and the pangs of disease make even the short span of life too long. The wooden wall alone should remain unconquered. He is the best man who, when making his plans, fears and reflects on everything that can happen to him, but in the moment of action is bold. There is nothing more foolish, nothing more given to outrage than a useless mob. It is the god's custom to bring low all things of surpassing greatness. We are less convinced by what we hear than by what we see. Happiness is not fame, or riches, or heroic virtues, but a state that will inspire posterity to think in reflecting upon our life, that it was the life they would wish to live. They made it plain to everyone, however, and above all to the king himself, that although he had plenty of troops, he did not have many men. Human prosperity never abides long in the same place. The longer the span of someone's existence, the more certain he is to see and suffer much that he would rather have been spared. I shall therefore discourse equally of both, convinced that human happiness never continues long in one stay. The man who has planned badly, if fortune is on his side, may have had a stroke of luck, but his plan was a bad one nonetheless. Death is a delightful hiding place for weary men. Force has no place where there is a need of skill. When a woman removes her garment, she also removes the respect that is hers. Before a man dies, hold back and call him not happy but lucky. My men have become women, but the women men. Good masters generally have bad slaves, and bad slaves have good masters. The most hateful human misfortune is for a wise man to have no influence. But I like not this great success of yours, for I know how jealous are the gods. The Colchians, Ethiopians, and Egyptians have thick lips, broad nose, woolly hair, and they are burnt of skin. All of life is action and passion, and not to be involved in the actions and passions of your time is to risk having not really lived at all. Great things are won by great dangers. Very few things happen at the right time, and the rest do not happen at all. The conscientious historian will correct these defects. In peace children into their parents, war violates the order of nature and causes parents to into their children. Civil strife is as much a greater evil than a concerted war effort, as war itself is worse than peace. A man calumniated is doubly injured, first by him who utters the calumny, and then by him who believes it. How much better a thing it is to be envied than to be pitied. To think well and to consent to obey someone, giving good advice are the same thing. The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance. For as the body grows old, so the wits grow old, and become blind towards all things alike.